All right. Welcome everyone to the call. We appreciate you all for being here on a Wednesday evening, this late at night. We definitely know that you're taking this seriously. My name is Makisha Styles. For you who don't know me, I've been trading Forex now for the past 3.5 years. Now, this training here, we normally only reserve it for our team, but tonight we decided to open it up to a select few of guests so that you all can see how a great community we are and how we actually trade and learn here together. So the agenda for tonight is that first we're going to have a special guest, Gina, come on, and he's going to explain this lovely strategy that I know a lot of you have heard a lot about. If not, don't worry, you're going to get it all in here tonight. And this strategy he's going to teach is something so simple, so straight to the point that, like I always say, this stuff is not hard at all. It's just new. So this is something I teach my nieces and nephews. And then after he finishes his strategy, I'm gonna show you another one. So you get two strategies tonight for our team training. And then for those of you that are not involved in the community, what we're gonna do, because a lot of this might go over your head, and that's okay because it's new, right? So what we're gonna do as well is I'm gonna show you the academy that we'll know exactly how we learned the technology, the lingo and everything on how to learn these strategies. And I'm gonna show you a couple of other things as well that we can get familiar with what it is that we do here. So without any further ado, I'm going to bring to the line Gina. Like I say, he's been trading now for a couple of months, but this strategy, he has perfected it. And we have people that can testify to it that this strategy works. And he loves helping people. He has his own product line, which I truly love, especially that lotion, right? So he's just a phenomenal, phenomenal being. And I love working with him. He's just great to be around. He's like one of my favorite business partners. So without further ado, I'd like to bring to the line Gina. Are you there?
Hey, hey, thank you for that introduction. You made me feel very special just did. But yes, like Markeisha said, the whole community is just fun to be around. So the energy is everything, really. And one thing we're trading is it really is the mindset. And I'll let you know now that this is the right group for the right mindset. If you needed mindset, this is the place to get it, no matter what we were doing. I honestly have to say that. I'm gonna get into this ketchup and mustard strategy. I've only been in a couple of months, and I learned the academy, the basic stuff and how to mark up charts and all that type of thing. And when this strategy came around, I was at a part where I was learning where I basically learned this strategy at the beginning of my learning experience, like looking for the right thing to use. And this is a life changer. That's all I can say. So I'm gonna dive on into it, show y'all how this thing works. I'm gonna share my screen here. Where we at? Right there. Ooh, look at that boy going up. I'm just okay. Now the ketchup and mustard strategy is so simple that honestly anyone can be taught this strategy, and you could be making money within the first few days of you opening a live account. I can go anywhere on this chart just randomly. It doesn't even matter. Oh, this is beautiful. And the way this works is with these indicators. The ketchup is red, the mustard is the yellow, the white is the mayo, the light blue line is water, and this dark blue line is blueberries. And if I get into what they all mean, basically when the ketchup crosses the mustard, if it's going down, we're going there for a sell, and if it's going up, we're going there for a buy. So even right here, this is going down. I'm gonna show. Let me see. This thing all over. This came straight out of consolidation. You can see here where the ketchup crossed the mustard going down. It went down. It came up again, like it was battling for a little bit. But right here, you can see it make its final move, and it went down. It crossed the mustard right here. And as this went down, the water is on top. The water is letting me know that this is going to continue to go down. If the water is on top of these candles, then that means it's going to push the candles down for a continuation move. So as this went down, it came to the blueberry line here. This could signal a take profit. It can also mean a reversal, but if it breaks that, then it's going to continue to head down for the sell. And right here is where it started to cross again. It crossed back up. As you can see, when the ketchup crossed the monster going up, it went right back up. When it crossed the water here, that signals a take profit. And right here, the water went below the candles. So that signals that it's going to continue to push those up. And the ketchup continue up to this high point here. And as you can see, as it keeps crossing it back and forth, it keeps going up and down, just as I'm saying, the ketchup crossed the mustard here and the candles went down again. So if I can explain all of these indicators, right here, if you start here and the ketchup crossed the mustard here, even though the candles are going up and the water is above, that will signal your first take profit. If you're a conservative trader, you would have took this as a take profit first. Once it broke the water, it continued up to the mayo. We call that hold the mayo because this could signal a reversal or a take profit. So when it gets to the mayo, that's where you want to take your profit at. Now it continued to push up. So as it went up here, it went to the blueberry line. When you see this line, that's your other take profit. Usually once it reaches that blueberry line, it's usually going to reverse from that point. Because that's usually your take profit 3 or your take profit 2, depending on where the water was. Since this water was under these candles when it first started, it hit the water first and then the mayo, then the blueberry, you will want to get out of that trade. You don't know what it's going to do from that point. It kind of went bounced up and down right here. But as you can see, even as it's going up and down, you can still make shorter moves. When the ketchup crossed down here, it went down to here. So all of that could have been profit. Another way to indicate to get in the trade is the W's. You can even see that here. Look, I don't know if anybody can see this, but this is like the beginning of a W. It went down, went up, went down again. I have an indicator at the bottom called the RSI, where these purple lines are. So I'm going to spread that a little bit so you can see that better. And as you see at the peak, at the top point, the top of these candles matches up with here at the top of this W. It went down, and you see the RSI, the purple line went down. It went back up again. It came down again. And what you want to do is you want to get in on the third leg. That would mean this is 1. The second leg, I'm sorry. When it comes down, comes back up, it comes down again, you want to get in when it's in this area. And as you see, it continued up and actually went all the way up to this point. Now, the way to explain this RSI is I have a buy and a sell here, is you don't want to trade if it's in the middle. I got mine looking like a street. I call this in the street. You don't want to place a trade if it's in between this buy and this sell. So when it's down here, that means that it's oversold. It came down all the way. So that means you would get in for a buy like it was here, and it's going to go up. When it comes up to the top here, you can get in for a sell because it's going to go back down. And it continues to do that all day long. Now, I want to see if I can find an M. There's plenty. I'm looking for it easy. Here's an M here. Okay, at the bottom right here, it went up, came down, went up again, and this is where you want to get in at. And it went all the way down. You always want to get in on the second leg of the M or the W because that's where your longest moves are. And also, when there's an M, that creates the first leg of the W. So when this came down here, went up again, came down again, you can see that it's forming a W now. And it shot all the way back up. And that continues all day long. Let me see. Now the way I go for my trades is I usually don't just jump in the middle of the day like this. What you want to do is you look for your low point. You would look for your low point and your high point of the day. Like this is the end of the day right here, and this is where we're at right now. If you was to go back a few days, you would see that it keeps coming basically to this same spot, at least right here on my purple and green line. And right here, this is like a retest area. So it keeps bouncing off this area. Right now it's trying to retrace back up to that area. It's going back and forth. It might go up some more. What I would do is you mark your high point of the day, and then you go and you mark your low point of the day, which would be this area. And what you can do is you wait for price to get to one of those areas. So you either wait for it to get to its peak so you can go in for a sell, or you wait for it to go to its low so you can get in for a buy. That's honestly the easiest way to trade. You can catch trades in between all this if you want, or if you catch the trend of the day, you get a drift of where the market is going for the day. Like today, this was basically an uptrend. For the last 2 days, this was an uptrend. Like if you had got in here 2 days ago, what's that, the 26th, 27th, you could have still been in that. Now, honestly, you would have caught all of that. All of that is profit for a buy. And even on the way up, if I can just show this, when the ketchup first crossed the mustard, it looks so crazy when you do that. See, that's a perfect W. That's the one from the other night. The W started here, came down, went up again, came down. You would have got right in here on this low point because it basically retested this area, and you would have put in a buy. And this was perfect because you can see the ketchup crossing the mustard, and right after you see the water going under the candles. That lets you know it's going to go in for a long ride. And honestly, from this point, you would have been able to see this blueberry line. So when you see that blueberry line, I will go straight for that. I wouldn't have no doubts about that. But the case in this one is it actually shot past the blueberry line. It went up here, went into consolidation for a little bit, but you're still safe to let this ride. You know, if you get a little bit of pullback, it's okay if you're bouncing up and down $20 here and there. When you got an entry like this, where you're in profit either way it goes, just to see what it's going to do to play out. And it came down here. That might have gave somebody a little scare. The ketchup across the mustard going down. Came to this point. But if you notice right here, this is the second leg of the W again. If you look in the RSI, that came down, that went up, it came down again, and it shot right back up. And as you continue that up, it just went up for the rest of the day. Anybody got any questions so far?
Yeah, I want to say this is amazing so far. So those of you that are like new and don't really know, it might seem like foreign language right now, but we got to study it, right? So that's the whole power of the academy. So with this, I like to make stuff more simplified, and that's what this strategy is. So if you know your colors, if you know red, yellow, blue, white, and light blue, you can master the strategy. Because all he's saying is when that red, which is the ketchup, crosses the mustard, which is the yellow, you're either going to be buying or selling. He made it that simple. And if you can point out an M and a W, which we learned in school, you can master this strategy as well. How long you been doing this strategy?
Well, about 3 weeks at the most.
3 weeks. And how long you been trading with us?
2 months, a full 2 months.
Wow. Wow. Do y'all hear that? So people love to ask, okay, how long would it take for me to learn how to trade? He's been in for like 2 months, but he already mastered a strategy. He teaches this to other people. He's teaching this to you now. You're getting a sneak peek of this. So when you get into involved with the community, he will actually show you how to set this up. So we're just getting a sneak peek right now. But this is some powerful stuff. There's some powerful stuff. Anything else you want to tell us about this lovely ketchup and mustard strategy?
I will say, I'm forgetting. I'm not. I should explain this like as if somebody already knows what I'm talking about, but I don't want to confuse anybody. But when you do look at your highs and lows, what your stop loss would be at least 50 pips below the lowest area for a buy, or if you was going in for a sell, it would be 50 pips like above your high area. That way, you know you're safe. It's rare that it's gonna come lower or higher than a higher low for the day and knock you out this trade. If you got in like up here and put in 50 pips, it never came back in this area before it came down to all this profit. So that's honestly how foolproof this strategy is. That's about all I would like to add.
Wow, amazing. We definitely appreciate you taking that time out to explain this strategy. And like you say, we got a lot of new people on here who are not involved in the community yet. So when you speak of these terms like stop loss, take profit, pips, this is all the stuff we learn inside the academy. So you don't have to worry. Just pay attention to what it is that he's saying. And then also pay attention to what I'm about to speak on as well, because it's going to make more sense when you go to the academy. So you don't even have to worry right now, because you're in good hands. Put it like that. Definitely appreciate that, G Netter. So next we're going to talk about is the second strategy, which is called the above and below strategy. Now, like I said before, I like to keep things nice and simple. That's why I like that ketchup and mustard strategy. And this right here is more simple. You can get just really simple. So I'm going to, erase all this so you'll be able to see it soon. But I want you to pay attention to how easy this strategy is as well. So say, for instance, we were paying attention to this zone. When I'm saying this zone, just talking about this little area right here. Can everybody see my screen? I don't think it's sharing.
No.
Share the screen again.
Yep.
Perfect. All right, so let's go back to this. Like I said, this strategy is called the above below. And this strategy here I got from one of our millionaire traders. This is one of the strategies that he started off with. So that's how I know it works. So let me actually redraw this again. And this right here, like I said, it's called the above below. So I want you to focus on these two lines here. It's going to be two lines. This area that I'm drawing right now, right? I'm going to focus on the area on top of it and the area below it. So on top of here, I would have been looking at the zone here, and I would have been waiting for my red candlestick. See these here? You got red candlesticks, which means sell. Your blue candlesticks means buy, right? So as soon as I saw a candlestick go below this particular line here, this top line, as soon as it went below, all I would do is put in for a sell, right? And then down here, when it started to go back above it and it goes up, I would put in for a buy. So how exactly do I do that? So I'm going to delete everything off of here. I want to show you from scratch. I'm just going to remove the drawings. And this is what I'm using here to mark it up. It's called tradingview.com. Once again, that is tradingview.com. That's what we all use to analyze our charts on. So the first step you would do, like I said, this strategy is simple, very, very simple. You would draw a horizontal line, right? On the highest point. It's on whatever your chart is. Your chart might be different than mine, but it's whatever you see in your view on the chart. And then you would take another horizontal line. So you're going to do it at the highest point, and you're going to do it at the lowest point. Kind of like how Janetta spoke about the high of the day and the low of the day. Same thing here. So once you draw those two lines, you're going to come over here to the left-hand side, and what you're looking for is called fib retracement. And on tradingview.com, you come over here and actually play with all the tools, but the one we're doing today is called fib retracement. Put that in your notes. And all I'm going to do is take it. Let's just strut it again. You're going to take it from the high to the low. Once you click on fib retracement, take it from the high, you click on it, and you're going to drag it all the way down to that lowest point. And then from there, all you're doing is grabbing a horizontal line, like I told you, nice and simple. And you're putting it on each and last one of these pretty colorful lines here. So I'll put one there. And once you mark this up, I normally do my charts on Sunday evening once the market's open. and then they're good. They're normally good for like a week or two. So I don't have to keep coming here, you know, remarking up the chart. Nope, once I do it, it's good to go. So I'm just putting a horizontal line on each one of these lovely colorful lines here. And what this is called is me marking up my support and resistance lines. Like I said, don't worry about the terminology because once I show you the academy, all of that is in there. So all you're doing, marking up support and resistance. We got one more to mark up. And this didn't take long. This took less than 5 minutes to analyze. This is what, $7.6 trillion per day industry. It just took less than 5 minutes. Send out, do the same thing. All we're gonna do, say for instance, I wanna look at this zone here. I'm gonna highlight it so you all can see it. Let's do this one. The GJ was in a strong uptrend, which means that it kept going up. Uptrend means up. So in this area here, say for instance, I was waiting for this, the blue candlestick to close above this area. Once it did, I'll put in for a buy, and I normally trade from zone to zone, which in this case, we can say from line to line, and we would have called all of this. So when I say called all of this, we would have called a lot of pips. So say for instance, I would have got in right here, right? And I would have got, say for instance, I would have, you know, felt like, okay, it's going up 2 zones. Right there, that's over 32 pips. You put in $1, that's over $32, right? Put in $10, you do the math. And that's how simple this stuff is. All I'm doing is waiting for a blue candlestick to break above a particular line, and I'm waiting for a red candlestick to break below a particular line. And that's all that is for the strategy. That's it. Nice and simple. So tonight you have learned two very simple strategies that you can use to start trading right now. But for those of you, like I said, are not involved in the community, I know you're wondering, well, before I finish up, does anyone have any questions on this particular strategy? I know we have a lot of new people on the line, so it might be foreign language to you right now. All right, cool. So how exactly did we learn all this? So when we talk about pips, stop loss, uptrend, downtrend, how do we learn this stuff? We have an actual academy. So the academy is called the I Am Mastery Academy. And what I like about this and what got me drawn to this is because it makes everything simplified. It's taking me into upload right now, but it makes everything simplified. So it's really no struggling when you come back here because it's very simple, very simple. My internet moves a little slow, so when you load it on your side, it definitely will load a lot faster. And when you log on to our community this evening, you get access to this. So as soon as you log on, well, you have access. You're going to start studying tonight. That way tomorrow, you'll be ready for tomorrow's class. So when you come back here, it's going to have quite a few different things. So the academy, it comes in all languages. So if English is not your first language, don't worry. It comes in Spanish, Portuguese, German, just all kind of languages back here, right? And then also too, we have different academies. So we don't just trade Forex here. You have cryptocurrency for those of my people that love cryptocurrencies, like your binary, your Ripple, all that kind of good stuff. If you want to trade your commodities as far as your gold, your silver, your oil, your indices as far as your XPX 500, your US 30, all that type of stuff, you can trade stocks on the Forex market, which is very, very powerful. And also my binary traders as well. So when you come back here, we're just going to click on academies. So if anyone's ever attended an online school before, it's kind of set up just like that. Only thing a little more simpler for you. And with this, you actually learn a new skills that's going to get you paid immediately instead of after you graduate, right? So we come back here, you got your different academies. Excuse me. So we're going to click on English because I speak English, and I think majority of people on here speak English, but it's all kind of different languages. Like you see, you got French, everything on here. High frequency Forex, which is your binary options. And say, for instance, you want to take this to a whole new level and want to make it a business, we have training on that as well. So we're going to click on Learn Forex Trading English. And what we're going to do is come down here. You see I set up your 100 series, 200 series, 300, 400. Same thing. This is go from your basic foundation all the way up to your advanced, where you're learning different strategies. So we're just going to just test it out right now. Just do just the 100 level series. As you see back here, the first one says, what is Forex? Which stands for the foreign exchange market. When you click this video here, it actually will tell you what is Forex. So everything that you need is right here in this academy. So it might take a minute to load, but we're not going to worry about that. But everything you need is right here. And this is the stuff you cannot find on YouTube. Because believe me, I tried it. And I couldn't find any of it on YouTube. And so it might not load for me right now. Yeah, it might not load. So this is stuff you cannot find on YouTube. So this stuff here, this is a $1 billion school, right? $1 billion school. So the videos are of high quality and you have assistants going through your whole steps. This first video here is only 4 minutes long. 4 minutes long, and to go through this whole academy, it's only 3.5 hours long, but I would not recommend doing it in one day because you overwhelm yourself. But what I would recommend is at least spending 30 minutes to an hour a day, because I know that a lot of times when we get off work, we spend more than that time binging on our favorite TV shows. So why not use that time to focus on a particular skill set? So that was that one. So after you go through learning the foundation of everything, we have another what you get access to tonight as well. It's called Go Live. And Go Live is what they say is like our Netflix on steroids, right? So this right here, after you're going through learning everything in the academy, now you know the language, now you know what a pip is, what an uptrend, what a downtrend, what a lot size, all that's learned in the academy. So now you're ready to implement that. Now you go over to Go Live, where you're learning directly from our 6- and 7-figure traders on how to actually trade. So you're in the class with them, like an online class, right? You're in the class with them, you're taking a trade. They're like, hey, draw this chart, take this trade, and you're doing it. So I don't know if you notice here, but these are of different backgrounds. And we have over 100 educators that teach us in different languages, but they look like you, they look like me, like your sister, like your cousin, like your niece, like everyone of all different backgrounds. You come back here, we're just gonna click on Forex. And also as well, when you get started tonight and you get confused, like, okay, where do I start? Right here, like I said, it make it so simple. Are you a new member? Click here. That's all, right? But we're gonna come over here, I wanna show you. Everything is so simple, that's a schedule. So no matter what time of day or what time of night it is, it's usually someone on here that is presenting or teaching you. This morning, I was up at 6 a.m. It was someone teaching. It's someone at 12. It might be someone on now as well. But once they load here, you see there's an actual schedule. And this is not even all the educators right now. So like I said, every day, even on Saturday, I think we have one too, but it's always someone on there. And if you miss one, don't worry, because everything is recorded. So you see here, somebody at 1:30 a.m. Eastern. So at all times of day, is someone on here trading. And right now, all this week we were doing is called a trade-a-thon, where someone on there pretty much 24/7. These are live people that you can chat with. So if you have a question, you're like, hey, I don't understand this, you just type it inside the chat box and then we'll explain it to you live on the session. And if you miss it, like I said, everything is recorded. You can always go back and watch them. So as you're going through, now you go through the academy, you know the lingo, now you're trading directly with the educators, with the professional traders. Now you're like, okay, how do I exactly make money now? Because we have a system where you are earning while you're learning. So that's why we have this thing called harmonic scanner. The harmonic scanner is an AI system that scans all the Forex pairs in the market. I'm gonna say that one more time. It scans all the Forex pairs in the market. So you don't have to go and look and wonder, okay, should I get in this trade or not? Because this does it for you. And it is over 87% accurate, right? So when I say it's over 87% accurate, that means if you took 20 trades, you're gonna win at least, what, 12 or 13 of them. I'm not good with math, but at least 12 or 13 of them. And also as well, to up those odds, you'll be trading along with the educators. So now you raise that percentage to over 90%, which is great. So it might not let me log in, because I think I'm logged in from another desktop. If not, we're just gonna work with it. Hopefully it does, because I want to show you how simple it is, because this is where you're basically copying the numbers. So it's gonna be some numbers that come up on the right-hand side. It's gonna say entry, TP, SL. Just gonna copy those numbers up. It is gonna work for us tonight, perfect. So when this pops up, it's gonna look foreign. I know it is, because I know a lot of you haven't seen this stuff before, but don't worry about it, because with this, you don't have to worry about this. All you need to worry about is how to look at numbers. So here's the chart, similar to what we did on TradingView, similar to what Janetta showed you on the cell phone. All right, so not even gonna worry about any of this. It's gonna move a little slow on my laptop. So I wanna make this a little bigger so you can see. And what we're looking at, I'm trying to make it a little bigger so you can see. Let me some numbers over here on the right-hand side. It says entry, a little bigger. So right over in here, says entry, says TP1, TP2, TP3, then at the top, it says stop. So these numbers here, you would take and use over in the app that Janetta was on earlier, and you would just copy these numbers. So where it says entry, you would copy it over into the MetaTrader 4 app. where it says TP number 1, you will copy that over there. And when it says stop, which means that if you put $5 into a trade, you're like, I don't want to lose more than $1, that's what that stop is for. It's like, hey, the market is reversing, because we know we can't really predict the market, correct? So the market is reversing, I don't want to lose more than $1. That's what this stop is for. That's exactly what it does. So you don't have to worry about what none of these patterns or anything like that look like, because this system is scanning all the Forex pairs for you. Over to the right-hand side are things like Euro USD, which mean the euro against the US dollar. We have all type of different brokers. And speaking of brokers, because a lot of people might think that, okay, do we give you the money to trade for us? No, 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 no. This whole point of this is to teach you how to trade. So we will show you how to find a broker, which is the middleman. That's the person that gets us to be able to trade on the Forex market, right? It's like a bank, put it like that, it's like your bank. And we show you how to do that, because we don't touch your money. We teach you how to trade so you can pass this down from generation to generations. Like I said before, my 16-year-old nephew, I taught him. He taught the 14-year-old nephew, and now the 14-year-old nephew is teaching my 6-year-old nephew. That's how powerful this stuff is. So did anyone have any questions so far before we close it up? All right, perfect. So I know a lot of you are wondering right now, okay, this is great. You know, Janetta showed us this great strategy. Makisha showed me this strategy. Now we know that how do we get access to this AI system? We get access to the educators that teach us how to trade, get access to the academy. Plus we have a whole separate community that trades with you. So you're not alone in this. So what is the investment for this? The investment is only $234 one time. One time. When schools alone for this particular software will charge you over $100,000, and you're getting it for $234 one time. So, but say for instance, after 30 days, just like with our cell phone bill, if you want to continue utilizing those services, you have to pay a certain just continuation fee, right? And that's only $174. That's less than $6 a day, which I know for a fact some of us have habits. Me, DoorDash, Uber Eats, Postmates, and I spend way more than $6 a day on that. But imagine taking that from that habit and being able to put it towards this, towards that $174 a month, where you can pass that down. And then you have the opportunities to get that back as well, because this right here, this AI system and a community is showing you how to trade. So you'll be getting that back. That's your return on investment as well, right? So it's this is a very powerful platform. And then just for those of you, like you don't have to do any recruiting here, but say for instance, you did not want to, you want to get that fee waived for the $174 a month, just find 2 more people who wanted to actually learn this as well. And now that waives your $174 a month. Powerful stuff, but that's totally optional. Because whoever invites you to this call, I want you to realize that no matter what happens, because we don't have to recruit, we make money on the trading side. That's what sets us apart from everybody else, because you don't have to recruit. You can just trade all day long and just teach others. That's it. But once you open up the opportunity to others, now you get a chance to waive your monthly fee. This is very, like I said, very powerful stuff. I'm grateful to be a part of this community, and we're always doing things, especially the Atlanta crew. Like I said, we're always getting together. We trade live on, Tuesdays? We have training on Wednesday, have training on Thursdays. Actually have training on Mondays. So pretty much every day, except for Saturday, we're together live trading. So you're never alone in this. So before we close out the call, I want to make sure we have any questions. All right, Gina, did you have anything you want to add on?
No, I'm good. You got it. I got the presentation.
Great. So once again, I want to thank everyone for being on here this evening.
I have a question.
Oh, go ahead.
So this is for G. With the ketchup and mustard, is there like a layout on how to learn it, or do you have something already like a PowerPoint or anything like that in place, how to teach people how to actually get used to the ketchup and mustard?
Honestly, you would have to join the academy, and I can give you the whole recipe for it. This is more of a presentation for those that show that it works. Where I'm at. Like honestly, I was in this pair. If I went to any pair on my phone and just looked at it, it works every time. Every time the ketchup crosses down, I got everything popping up. it always goes down. And when it crosses up, it always goes up. This works for anything. This works for stock, repair, gold, oil, you name it. It does the same thing. Once I have this set up on my phone like this, it works every single time.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Great question. Great question. Like you said, you get the whole recipe when you become a part of the community. Because, like I said, tonight was just like a sneak peek, so that you can see that we actually are real people. We do know what we're talking about, and we do have strategies that work. Like I said, all this stuff is not hard. It's just new. So that was a great, great question. You have any other questions?
Would you want me to show you that on my phone real quick, or are you good? Like I can switch to any pair and show you how it just works no matter what you go to?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, I remember that. If you don't mind, Markeisha.
Oh no, go for it. Go for it.
Let's do it. Okay. You see up here is AUDJPY.
Yep.
That's not $1 trillion to the I don't know if there's called a dollar, but to the Japanese yen. But I have this set up. Once it's in your phone, it doesn't matter what pair you switch to, it's going to work every single time. So even up here, I can zoom in and you can see the ketchup across the mustard right here, and it went down. And as I zoom back out, it went all the way down there. And when it crossed it coming back up, it went all the way back up. And it doesn't matter. I can go to any pair on here. I can go to pick a USD pair against the Japanese yen. Even that right now, it just crossed right here at the bottom and it went up. That's going to continue to go up right there. And if I go back some, like right here when it first went down, and that continued to go down. And it's the same concept. Eventually the water got over the candles to confirm that it was going to continue to go down. And as right here, as you can see, the water is going under the candles and it crossed going up. So that's going to continue to shoot up right there. And it works no matter what you put in your phone. I can go to gold. This is gold against the US dollar. And it does the same thing every single time. I can continue to look for my M's and W's. If there's an M here, it went up, went down, it went up. And then right here is where it shot down at. And then you see it went right back up. There's even Bitcoin on here. You can go to Bitcoin. And it works every single time. You would have marked this as your low right here. And yeah, that's the low. You would have found your lowest spot right here. Would have catch up across that. And let me see. This would have been the perfect spot because it kind of went straight across in this area. So right here, you see a W where it went down, it went up, it went down again. And when you got in on the second part, that just shot straight up all the way up. You're in the money every single time.
Hey, G, this works on stocks too, right? On stocks on the Forex, what's the name?
Yeah, that's what I started on. Well, yeah, I didn't explain that. I always do stocks. I like S&P 500. It's kind of like second best. It's like a B plus. And yeah, that's my favorite pair right there. And that look like that's about to shoot up. And even right here, as you get used to seeing this, when you take the academy and you get the basic training, you'll recognize all this stuff easier. Once you learn how to mark up your charts and then right away get into a strategy like this, you'll win every single time. And we help you, you'll start off with a demo account. I don't know if you explained that part, Markeisha.
No, not yet. Go for it.
But yeah, just, when you get into this, you'll have a demo account first. And then, so right there with any strategy you're using, whether you're using it above or below or the ketchup or mustard, you'll get to see for yourself how this really works. And then that's when you'll build your confidence to go ahead and start your live account and get the trading like we doing. Do you have any more questions?
Yeah, that was perfect. That was perfect.
Thank you. Thank you. Glad I could help.
Great, great. Anybody else have any questions? All right. So whoever invites you to this call, just make sure you get back with them. So I know in case some people might still have a few questions. So get back with them and they'll get on the line with you with another leader as well and just walk you through and explain everything also. So thank you once again. I appreciate you, Jeanetta, for that lovely, lovely explanation on that ketchup and mustard. And we will see you all next week. We're going to be here every week. So invite your friends, invite your family, and we hope that you all found some type of value in the presentation tonight. And we wish everyone a blessed and prosperous evening.
Peace.
Thank you.